Welcome to episode 14 of Flipping to Goldcap from zero to Goldcap. In this episode, we've got some big things planned. So we're currently sitting at 1,380,000. The auction house is sitting at a whopping, let's check it out, a whopping 13,864,000. So the main goal in today's episode is to spend a whole heap of this gold. We want to invest as much of this gold as possible. We want to buy a whole heap of new items to flip. So we want to hopefully reach around that 20 mil mark. If we possibly can, that would be amazing. So our goal is to buy hundreds of new items to flip. Before we get into that, we have some mail. Just to check this out. So we've got another 12k in the mailbox of 20 sales. This is the biggest right here, the Fallen Rune Lord's gloves. Let's collect all this, so that's another 12k to the inventory. Now before we get into this, we're going to do a big scan and we're going to buy a whole heap of new items to add to our flipping collection. Basically, before we get into it, if you want to learn how to flip, how I've been doing it all throughout the series, you can actually get my gold making guide, which is a flipping guide, and that will be the first link down below. It basically has all my TSM settings, the TSM import strings, the TSM groups of all the items that I've got over the years that I think are worth flipping, and a whole bunch more. Like, I go in depth on how to set up TSM for beginners, how to actually start flipping yourself. Everything like that is inside the flipping guide, which is the first link down below. But let's get into this. So what we're going to be doing is doing a shopping scan on all the TSM groups. So we'll head over here now, and our goal is to get way more items than 1,088. We want to bump that number up a whole heap. So we head over to browse here. We're going to select all the groups that you can find in the flipping guide, and we're going to run a shopping scan. Now there's 3,660 items that it's going to scan. So once this scan is done or halfway through, we're going to start buying items. Now the items that we're going to be buying and the criterias is basically having the price. This is the market price percent. So if it's posted at the market price, it'll be 100%. Anything under 50% is worth looking at. And basically, we want to make sure that the market value price is much higher, and then also the region sale average. And we also want it to have a decent sell rate. The main criteria I'm going to be looking for. So anything that fits some criteria, we're going to be buying up. We really want to spend this gold. We don't want to have it sitting in the inventory. Our goal is to reach gold cap, so we need to invest this gold so it can start working for us. So we have 1,392,000 currently, and hopefully we can spend a whole heap of this, get down below like 1 mil if possible. We want to spend the majority of this. The more money we spend means the more money we can actually make. So here's a good example item right here that we can actually make a decent amount of profit from. So the market value for this is 50k, and if you look at the regional sale average, it is 12.2k. There's one listed for 9k, so that would be an item that I would buy happily, because if we can sell it for 50k, it'd be a good profit. Now we already have 3 of those, so what I would do with this specific item right here, I'd actually buy the one for 9k, cancel all the ones I have listed for 15k, and I'd relist all of them for 50k each. So we sell one, we make 50k off that, then all the others would be just straight profit. So I'll let this scan just fill out, and when it is done, I'll go through here and I'll buy a whole heap of items. I might show you a couple deals along the way once we scan some more in, and so I can show you some better examples just of items to buy. After I show you a few examples, I'm going to buy a whole heap, and I'll show you everything that we get in the mailbox. So hopefully we can find some really good deals. There should be some great deals. We haven't done a scan for a while, so I'm hoping to find a whole heap of really good deals that we can flip around for a huge profit. So I'll be back in a moment. Alrighty, so the scan is about halfway through. I'll just show you some items and examples of items that are worth buying. So this one right here, if you look at the market value, it's 1.2k. If you look at the region sale average, which means the sale average across all the realms on your region, so if you're NA or EU, that is the price that will calculate across all the realms. So we want to make sure them two numbers are a lot higher than what we're paying for. So this item right here is a good example. There's no one else selling it, there's only one person, and they're selling it for 10 gold. So we definitely want to buy that 100%. Moving on to the next item, there's another one just like that. The market value is 953 gold, and the region sale average is 219. So buying it for 10k is a no-brainer, and what we'll do here is we would undercut the next person at 352 gold. So let's buy that up. This item right here is only listed for 2 gold. The prices aren't that big, but that is still a good item to resell. Moving on to the next, we have these legs here. Now these legs I would probably actually stay away from, for the main reason that if you look at the region sale average, it's 30 gold. So that means on average it sells for 30 gold across all of the servers on my region. And there's one listed for 39 gold, so I would actually probably stay away from that. I'd buy this one, that all the numbers are higher. There's multiple sellers, there's one listed for 6 gold, then would undercut the next person at 294 gold. So basically what I'm doing here is just showing you the criterias that I'm looking for, and anything that matches the criterias I'll actually buy. So this item can bring in a lot of profit. There's only one listed too. I really like items where there's only one listed. There's one listed for 30 gold. The market price is 1,171. The region sale average is 578. So let's obviously buy that up for 30 gold. I'll just find a bigger item that can give us a bit more profit, but I'm going to buy all of these. Everything that meets them two criterias I'm definitely going to buy, unless the only other thing is the sell rate. You want to make sure it's got a sell rate. If it's got anything of 0.01, that is good enough for transformal pieces in these items to actually flip, especially if you're building a big catalog of items to flip. So let's find one that has a bit more profit margin on the item. So here's one for an example, but the region sale average is a bit low. Here's a great item, a really good item right here. So what we'll do with this item right here, if you look at it, I think we just had one sell. If you look at it, the market value is 46k. Now there's one listed for 4.6k. And if you look at the region sale average on the TSM tooltip, the region sale average is 15k. So we could obviously buy both of these right here. There's one for 4.6 and 8.7. And what would relist them for is the maximum price, which would be 56k. So this would be a great item where we can make nearly 100k profit from buying these two items. So we're going to buy this up, and we want to buy the other one, which will be down a bit further. So right here, I'll show you a few more examples of items worth buying. We might be able to find another one that has a big profit margin. So this is a good item. This one might even be bigger. What have we got here? Alright, so there's one of these boots. Now they've got a very good price on my realm. The market value is 144k. But if you look at the region sale average, it's only 6.3k. So you'd be taking a chance on buying those items. Here's a good item to show. So the lightning crown. There is 3 listed, all for the same price, which is 4,897 gold. Now the market price on my realm is 28,000. Then the sale average, that means the average price across all the realms on my region, is 7.8k. So we definitely know on all the realms across the region that they sell for more than what they're you would get more than what they actually are being sold for. And on my round specifically, you would get to around 28k for these items. And we can post them at the maximum price, which would be, with my TSM settings, 99k, so nearly 100k gold each. So there's 3 of those, so we're obviously going to buy all 3 of these up, and we're going to repost them for 99 gold, 438 gold. So that would be a very, very good flip when we sell those items. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through all of these items and buy everything that is a good deal and that is worth buying. And after that, I'll show you everything in my mailbox. So we're sitting at 1,369k, and we want to spend as much as possible. I'm honestly going to go through here, and if any of them items meet my criteria, I'm going to buy them all up completely. So it might take a little bit. We'll go through all the items. Hopefully we end up with like 100 plus items that we can actually buy from here. Once we get down to the items that are around 50% of the market value, so these items right here, any ones that are in the green and the blue, I will actually look at and have a good assessment of the item and to see if they're worth flipping or not. So all these items right here I'm going to go through, and if they meet them criteria, having a higher market value and a higher region sale average or a decent region sale average, I'm going to buy those up. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll get back to you once I've brought everything. I might even let the scan do a bit more scanning. We're still about halfway, so there's still way more items that are worth that will scan in, that will be worth flipping. So, and I recommend, don't be afraid to buy the green items. Green items sell good. It's the transmog that people are going for. It's not this sort of item. So any item that is inside of my flipping groups is definitely worth flipping if it meets them criteria that I've just been mentioning and explaining. So all these items are going to be great deals to buy and reflip. Alrighty, so it's been about an hour or so. I've been going through all the items, buying everything that is worth buying, continuing the scan and stuff. We've brought hundreds of items. What we're going to do is we're going to get everything out of the mailbox and we'll go post it up and we'll see what the current worth of all the items are on the auction house. So let's collect all brought, and we cancelled a couple to repost them higher, but we brought so many items, so we'll get them up in the auction house and we'll see how we went. Alrighty, so we finished posting everything up. We had a couple of little sales come through while we were doing that. Got a couple items that we need to post manually. However, what is the total value of the auction house now looking at? Ooh, nearly 15 million. And we added a whole heap of items, so we're currently at 1,396 items listed, and we're at 14,932k. So that's looking very good. We didn't spend much whatsoever. We've still got 1,287k in the inventory. So we'll do another scan in the morning and hopefully find some more good items to flip and spend a bit more of this gold in our bags, because like I've mentioned, our goal is to get Goldcap on this character from flipping only, and there's no point just having the gold, like 1 million gold, sitting in our inventory. It's better to invest it. That way we'll reach the Goldcap a lot quicker. Alrighty guys, it's the next morning. We've just finished reposting a few items that expired. We've got 39k worth of sales in the mailbox, so we've got a couple of big ones. We've got the Fallen Rune Lords Striders, and then we also have this right here, this live staff. See how much profit we made on those few items. We'll collect everything up. Alright, so here's the staff that we sold. So we brought two. We paid the first one, we paid 5k, the second one we paid 8k. We managed to sell one recently for, well, we sold two actually already. We sold one for 10k and then one for the 16.3k. So on the last one we sold, we made a good profit off that. I believe we made about 14k total profit, which is very nice. Then the next item is right here. So we brought two of these in the past for a smart average buy of 3k each, and we managed to sell one for 12,000, so that gives us a 9k profit off that flip. So we're going to do a shopping scan. I think we're just going to do these ones right here, the little groups with some more valuable items. We'll let this scan go through and we can see if we can find any really good deals. I think shortly we're going to be adding a new group to this, to my book, to my flipping guide, and that we're going to be using in the challenge. So there's a whole bunch of recipes that I want to add into the groups, and I also want to add it to the flipping guide. So stay tuned for that. And if you already own the flipping guide, you'll be emailed a free updated version of the flipping guide, which will have the new groups when that is available. So anyways, we're going to do a scan right now, see if we can come across some really valuable items that is going for super cheap. Alrighty, so the scan is complete. There's a few items worth buying here. So if we look at this on my realm, it's got a market value of 218k. There's one listed for 35k. We're going to buy that one up. We could even buy the next one honestly and reset the market for this. There's one for 56k, which I think we're going to do. We've got the gold to do some riskier investments, so we're going to buy both those up, and we're going to reset the market value for this to 262k. So a big amount of profit once we can get that to sell. We've got these captain hats. I've sold these in the past. We've brought 3 and we've sold 3. I think what we're going to do with these is buy all of these that are listed right here, all the 5k ones, and then we'll undercut the next person at 30k. So we're going to buy the 3 listed for 5k. Let's buy those up. Now our main goal isn't to be as super picky. We've got heaps of gold to invest, so we might as well do some more riskier investments. So moving on to the next thing, we're going to reset the market for this item right here. We've sold one in the past for 110k. There's one listed for 10k, and then there's a second one listed for 15k, which is actually our item. So we're going to buy the cheaper one for 10k. We're going to cancel ours that is listed at 15k. What we're going to do is repost them for the maximum price right here, which is 69k, basically 70k for that item. This item right here, this is a recipe. It's got a 9.3k value on my realm. There's one listed for 2k. The next highest is 7.5 and then 8.5. We're going to just buy the one listed for 2k. We're going to cut the next person at 7,500. Moving on to the next item right here. These robes, they have a market value on my server of 22k. There's a few of them listed for 5k and a couple listed for 10k. What we're going to do is buy every single one of these out, and we're going to reset the market value to 30k. So we're going to post every single one of these for 30k each, and this way we own the market, and we bump up the price of this item a whole heap. So let's go ahead and buy these all up. I believe there is a couple more to buy. Let's scroll down, make sure we're buying the right thing. Yeah, so we got 2 more that are listed at 10k each. So we are spending a bit of money on those, but the market value and the other prices are very decent on this item too, and we should be able to sell them for 30k plus each. Failed to buy that auction, so it's either expired since I've done the post at the shopping scan, or someone has already brought that one. It probably just expired, to be honest. So let's scroll back up. We got a gun from Island Expeditions. Now if you look at the prices, we've got a few of these selling already. Someone has already got the price set here too at 3k. So we're just going to buy the one that is 1,499 gold, and we'll just repost it below this guy, which is 2.9k pretty much. Just a nice little profit there. So this item's really interesting. We've bought 4 of these in the past for a smart average buy of 4,950 gold, and we've actually sold 2 of them for, one was 42,000 and one was 43,000, and we have a couple listed here. There's one listed for 15k. What I think we're going to do is we're going to cancel our items of this item, and we're going to take the risk. If we can sell another one for 40 plus k, it's definitely worth buying these for 7,499. We're even going to buy the one that is listed for 14,994. Now we could wait around and see if they get a bit cheaper. However, we should be able to resell this. The one that is 14k, nearly 15k, it is pretty expensive, but if we manage to sell that, which I believe we can, we should make a whole profit off that. So let's go back up to what we're working with here. So we've got a recipe right here. Now if you just look at the prices, there's 2 listed right here for 1,999. The next one is 4,000. So we're just basically going to double our money on both of these items that we're going to buy. We'll buy both of the ones up just here that are listed for 1,999, and we'll just post the same price as the next people. Moving on, we've got an Island Expedition dagger. Now there's one listed for way cheaper than all the others. As you can see, there's one listed for 749 gold. The next one is 1,494 gold. We're just going to buy the one at the top that is unpriced compared to the others, and we'll post it the competitive price. These boots right here, they've got a market value on my server at about 5k, and there's one listed for 1,499. The next highest is 3k. So we're just going to buy this one, and then we'll undercut the next highest price. Moving on to a bigger item here. This is a mace from Island Expedition. It's actually really cool looking. There's one listed for 19,999. The next highest is 39,998. So we're just going to buy the one for about 20k, and we'll repost at the same price as the other guy at 39k. Moving on, we've got a couple more items that I want to buy. So right here, there's two of these listed. These swords. They're cool looking swords. We've sold a couple in the past for about 6.3 and 6.7k. There's a couple listed for 1,499 gold. We're going to buy both of those. We actually have one listed on the auction house at that price. We're going to cancel that just so the next highest price is 3,300 gold. And what we'll do is we'll post the ones that were brought and cancelled at 3,300 gold. And I believe we've got one more item here that was worth looking at. So this is another plans. Plans can take longer to sell, but when you do sell them, you can make a whole heap of gold off them. So there is actually 4 listed right here for 70k. What I think we're going to do is buy every single one of those, and then we're going to repost them at 140k each. So we'll have 4 of those all listed for 140k each, just at the same price as the next competitor, which is right here. So let's buy all of these up. It's a pretty big and risky investment. They will take a while to sell, and we're paying 70k each for those, but I do believe that we can sell them for more than that. People, if they want the patterns, they're going to spend whatever it costs to actually get hold of those patterns. A lot of people like to fill out their professions fully with all the recipes unlocked so they can craft absolutely anything, and these people are normally big gold makers because they're trying to just get all the recipes learnt to start either selling like transmog pieces from the recipes or things like that. And this one is a sword, so that is most likely what the people will be buying these plans for, to actually make transmog pieces of that sword to sell that sword over time. But anyways, we're done with the scan. We spent a decent amount of gold right then. So the auction house value is currently sitting at 14,749k. Let's see what we can bump it up to now after spending that gold. We should have bumped up the auction house value by a whole heap. So we've got 29 items, which is very, very good. A couple of really expensive items. So what we're going to do now is I'll post these all up, and we'll see what the new value of the auction house is. So let's go to post. We've got a couple little sales here waiting too. Like we paid 5 gold for a couple of these, sold them for 39. We paid 99 gold for this, selling them for 299. The legs here we paid only 45 gold, reselling for 99 gold. Just a couple little flips, but there's still money coming into the bank. What we're going to do now is post these up, and I'll just show you once again the total value of the auction house. So we're just under that 15 million, so 14,749k. We're going to post up all of these and see how much this increases the value of our auction house. Now the main name of the game of flipping is to have a big catalog with a whole heap of items that are worth way more than you paid for them. So basically what I'm doing here is not trying to hit like a home run or whatever. It's building up the catalog of my flipping items. So over time, that's what you want to, your main goal should be, is to build up the amount of gold you have listed on the auction house and the amount of items you have listed. Because once you reach a point about where I am at, where we've got over 1,000 items listed that we've brought to reflip, then you'll start seeing very consistent sales. At the moment, we're getting anywhere from 5 to 20 sales per day. So let's just refresh our auction house and let's check out where we're at. So that bumped it up to 16,281k, which I'm very happy with. If we have a look at some of our very big items, so we've got some really good plans here. We have these leather feet that are going for 402k. We've got a bow which is going for 348k. Some boots. We've got some really good items right here now. So the auction house is starting to look very good. Once we start selling some of these huge items, that is when we'll see some really good profits coming in. And I think what we're going to do for now is we'll just give it some time. We'll probably come back later tonight, see if we've got any sales, and we'll go. Alrighty guys, so we're back on. We've recently had a big sale. We sold another pair of the Viking boots. So we sold 2 of these in the past. We've bought 4 in total for a smart average buy of 2,500. And we just sold another pair for 38k. We also got this sale right here, which we only paid 26 gold for, reselling it for 439 gold, and that is sold. And we got a few more things in the mailbox. Let's just check that out quickly. So what have we got here? We got another 12 sales for about 1k, so nothing really big there. But anyways guys, this is where we're going to end episode number 14 of flipping from 0 to Goldcap. If you want to learn exactly how to flip how I am throughout the series, learn everything about flipping, learn how to set up TSM correctly and get all the apps working so you can flip, and also get my TSM import strings so you can import the groups I have. There's over 3,500 items I've handpicked over the years that I recommend flipping, and also the operations and settings for TSM that you can just import straight to your TSM and do exactly what I'm doing. You can find all of that inside of my flipping guide, which will be the first link in the description box, and will also be the pinned comment. Anyways guys, till the next one, take care. If you haven't watched all the other parts of the series, I recommend starting from number 1 and watching all of them up to where we are currently. But till the next one guys, take care.